My name is Dave Hegarty. We're in Hudson Walk. We're in the fire zone area.
My name is Marjorie Scott. I live in 20 Hudson Walk. My house is on the fire line.
Marilyn LaFerris. Diane Moran.
Regina Hegarty.
Neil O'Callahan.
Ron Krish.
My name is Gary Lenhart. My company is CMC Design Architect. We've been doing houses down in Breezy Point for quite a few years. Besides the area that burned, there are probably another 200 homes that are needing to be reconstructed. So it's an incredibly large task that we're all facing, and it's very important that significant progress be made in a relatively short time. The community has to see that it's all coming back, and that we're not going to be left with large areas of no homes. We also have to maintain the values. You don't want empty lots to go and someone comes in and tries to, get a low ball price or something like that. So it's in everyone's interest that we find the best ways to move forward. And one of them may very well be modular homes. Everyone that we've dealt with, anytime we make a recommendation, it's based on their reputation, their ability to perform. And I'm confident that East Coast Dormers has that ability to perform. The coastal A zone that we were very concerned about is not applied to Breezy Point.
Hey! Oh, that's good.
If that is the case, then there is no change to the type of foundation that we need to have. What we've already done is we've prepared 2 sets of applications, and I dropped them off at the co-op on Thursday to kind of force the hand of the building department, because right after the storm, I sent a letter to the building department saying that those homes that were recently built in the fire area that had gotten all city approvals already, we want to reinstate those previously approved plans and we want to rebuild them. No delay, let's just go. And they've said all the right things, but nothing concrete yet. They haven't given us anything in writing. So what we decided to do was, speaking with Artie and Richard, that we were going to actually just fill out the applications and just file them with the building department, force them to make a decision right then. So the only thing that we know it has changed since these houses were approved was there's a requirement for a residential sprinkler system. We all know that. And the elevation of the house is going to be subject to the new FEMA regulations. And everybody here and everyone I've spoken to would want to raise the house as high as possible. So regardless of what FEMA says, if they have the opportunity to raise it higher, they probably will. So in that respect, we have to wait for the co-op to see what they're going to do based on the new FEMA regulations. But what we're hopeful is that the new FEMA regulations come along. The city there is a piece of legislation before the city council where the New York City is proposing to add what's called freeboard. Freeboard is additional height above the base flood elevation, so that the city will now have what's called a design flood elevation. That means in this particular case for residential, it's going to be the base flood elevation plus 2. So it's going to be 2 feet higher than whatever FEMA says. What that will do then is that will have a direct impact on your flood insurance. Every foot above the base flood elevation, your insurance rates go down significantly. So as a typical example, if you were paying $1,000 a year flood insurance rate for a house that was at the base flood elevation, if you were 2 feet above it, that number might go down to $400 or $500 a year. If you're below the base flood elevation, it could go as high as $4,000 a year, because it's all based on the risk. So what we have to contend with now is, how do we go about rebuilding the houses? With respect to the process, Scott has indicated any design that we can provide them. And obviously in the area where the burn is, it's all 20 by 43, except the ends, which is 26 by 43. The basic footprint is not going to change. It's the interior layout. But we can develop a layout that's customized to what you want, that they can then take that plan and work from that plan and give you a price for a modular house. And then the factory prepares the construction drawings that are necessary, that would be state approved. Those drawings would be returned to the architect, who then prepares the foundation plan and the zoning information, and along with all the other documentation the city asks for, we file that at the city. The city would review it, we ultimately get the permit, the factory goes ahead and builds it, and it gets erected.